Hey guys, welcome back to the Gremlin channel, and today we're going to be doing something a bit different, or not too different because we did it months ago when we basically started our channel. If you remember months ago when we began our channel, where we did, and also Spider-Man, if you didn't know, Spider-Man Homecoming is now in theaters today, and it's very popular still. And if you do remember, I did my movie review on it. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. If you remember my five ranked Five Nights at Freddy's games, well, I'm going to be doing it apparently for the Spider-Man games. Now that I've seen Spider-Man Homecoming and it's been out for a few days now, and it's been a few days since I saw it. Let's make a video about my favorite Spider-Man movies from worst to the best. So coming at number 6 is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is like the latest Spider-Man film that ever came out. Why do I hate it so bad? Well, there's a few reasons why I don't really like The Amazing Spider-Man 2. There's just scenes that you don't really need to hate, but I hate anyways because I'm a kid and a huge Spider-Man fan. And the one thing why I hated The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is when after the first battle of Electro, Peter doesn't really get his Spider-Man suit back on into action. I mean, it was just a really dark movie. Like, what is this, DC? But Harry Osborn was also in this movie. He was introduced in the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, and he was just so much slow talking. That's one of the things. But also, what else did I hate about it? The one thing I liked about this film is the costume in the suit. It is so good. Even people say that it's actually a suit that's really suitable for me. Like, people say that, like, oh, dude, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is like really a Spider-Man suit really suitable for you. I was like, oh my god, really? So it's pretty shocking, but the suit was amazing. It's just like the comics, and that's what I got right about this film. But there was so many things that disappointed me in this film. I don't need to talk too much about it. At least we didn't have to go through another origin story like in The Amazing Spider-Man. Speaking of which, coming at number 5 is The Amazing Spider-Man. So, now, the most thing that disappointed everybody in this film is that, remember on the poster of this movie where they said there was something about the untold story? And then people were like, wait, there's an untold story of Spider-Man? What is it? So people were, like, racing into this theater to watch this film. And that's when everyone realized it was just the same thing all over again. Peter gets bit by a radioactive spider, Uncle Ben gets shot, it's the same thing as Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2002. That's whatever. I got disappointed, and also the costume design of this film. It, like everyone says, it looks like a basketball, and I agree, it really does look like a basketball. It's sort of good, but it really does look like a basketball. Like, what's different about the suit than the comics is that it has yellow. Instead, it has yellow eyes. Its hands are mostly blue than just red. He has this weird type of white stuff on his shoes or whatever. It's just so different than the comics. But yeah, it's very different, and that's a few things that I didn't like. That's on the origin story. Again, the costume design. What else did I not like about this film? Is there someone in this movie that I did not like? Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I'm just gonna tell you this. I don't really like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. Everyone else says that he thought he wasn't too good as Spider-Man, but also most people actually liked him as Spider-Man. They're gonna miss him a lot, but we got Tom Holland as Spider-Man now. He's doing great right now. I think he's doing a great job, but I did not really like Andrew Garfield much. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on to number 4. Coming in number 4 is Spider-Man 3. Now, Spider-Man 3, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3 did not go well at all, but the only good thing about it is that it earned a lot of money. So, Spider-Man 3 was really disappointing. Why? Well, there were a lot of characters that were disappointing. The storytelling was also sometimes disappointing. So, there were a lot of things that were disappointing in this film that, fans were pissed off about. What disappointed me in this film? Well, what disappointed me is this weird, stupid emo Parker. Yeah, he's dance. Now, you could actually laugh at him dancing in this doing weird stuff in the street. But then it got way too far until he started dancing in a jazz club with all these people watching, Gwen Stacy watching, and Mary Jane watching. Speaking of which, Gwen Stacy also disappointed me. Actually, when I was younger, watched this film, I did not understand movies as well. Did I care that Gwen Stacy was in this film? Not really. I was just a little boy. But now, do I care? Eesh, sort of. But I kind of care that why should there be another Gwen Stacy, and why should there be another love interest? Why isn't? Yes, that I sort of care that they did that. Sort of annoying, but whatever. Now, the thing that I liked about this film that you guys hated, that you guys pretty much hated, is that the costume design of the black suited Spider-Man. Now, I actually liked him. I actually liked the costume. If I had to wear that suit, I would be like, oh, hell yeah, I would wear the suit. It's really cool, to my opinion. But Topher Grace as Venom. Holy shit. Sorry for my cursive language, but he was not even like the comics. I mean, he was bad as Venom. Remember in the comics where Venom was like strong and tough and stuff? Well, he's not like that anymore. He's just a skinny Venom. But he's actually kind of terrifying, actually, so that's pretty good. He's bad. He looks terrible, but he's actually kind of terrifying when you like hear him and stuff. So that's kind of what I want to say about Spider-Man 3. Let's move on to number 3. Coming in number 3 is Spider-Man 1. So Sam Raimi's Spider-Man film, his first one out of all. Now, you should say, wait, this is the first Spider-Man film. You should say this is like your complete favorite movie because you're a huge Spider-Man fan. But, well, no, it's not my favorite movie out of all Spider-Mans. You will get to see that later, but until number 1 rises. But this movie was really, really, really good. I loved it. I still love this film even though it's on my number 3 list. I love this one way better than The Amazing Spider-Man 2 when I did say that was The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was the worst one. Anyways, what was good and bad about this one? Now the thing, hold on, I'm trying to think what did not disappoint me or what did disappoint me. What I liked is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. He was really good at Spider-Man. I thought he was pretty good. I thought it was like he was like Peter. He's a nerd and picked on by Flash and stuff, and so I thought Tobey Maguire was great as Spider-Man. And the costume design that they put was really good as well. What else? What's something bad? Now the Green Goblin design. Now people usually say, "Oh, the nipple suit." No, this can't happen to me. I don't mind the suit at all. The armor suit thing. The Green Goblin was pretty good. I forgot who the actor was who played Kristen. What should I say about Kristen Dunst as Mary Jane Watson? Yeah, she was good. She was pretty good, but she was a lot of a screamer. But whatever, it did make sense because people would scream by being attacked by human goblins. Yeah. But yeah, this film was really good, and there's nothing I really want to say about this one because it was really good. So let's quickly move on to number 2. So coming in number 2 is Spider-Man 2. Hate me yet? I knew it. Okay, now I know you guys' reactions. You're like, what? Spider-Man 2 is your second favorite? It should be your number 1! Sorry about that. That's what I thought your reactions were like. But Spider-Man 2 was a really, really, really good film. I really love Spider-Man 2. It was awesome. But it is not my favorite Spider-Man film. You'll see number 1, which is my favorite Spider-Man film. But this film was still a massive, massive success. It was my second. So it's my second favorite Spider-Man film. What did they got right about this film? They kind of upgraded the Spider-Man suit a bit to turning it into a different logo and kind of changing things a bit, but it's too hard to recognize. But I thought that was good. What else did they change? What else did they do that was good or bad about this film? Dr. Octopus. Now, I loved the guy. I can't really remember his name, but the actor's name, but he was great as Dr. Octopus. He was a great villain. He was a great guy as Dr. Octopus, and he was just really good. Once again, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, still awesome. What else? Everything about this film is just good. There's gotta be one bad thing. Now, the CGI. The CGI was okay. I forgot to shout out in Spider-Man 3. The CGI was terrible. Yes. CGI was terrible in Spider-Man 3, but the CGI in Spider-Man 2 is, it's okay. It's a good film, but the CGI was okay. So yeah, that's kind of all I want to say about Spider-Man 2. And now the one that you've always been waiting for, coming at number 1. So coming at number 1 is Spider-Man: Homecoming. Awkward. Anyway, Spider-Man: Homecoming is an MCU film. It was like, it's Sony and Marvel teaming up on this film. It was awesome! Really cool. Now let's talk about good things. Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Shit. Sorry, but he was awesome. He was really good. Now, for some reason in the posters, you recognize that Iron Man is sometimes in the poster. Like the poster being shown right now. Look, it's Iron Man. This is a Spider-Man film, right? Shouldn't it be like a picture? Never mind. Anyways, Spider-Man: Homecoming was really good. Michael Keaton as the Vulture. Yes, very, very good. What else? Zendaya as Michelle, aka MJ. Yeah, she was kind of weird, and she wasn't in the film much, but she was really she was like a weird character who like draws pictures of sad people, I think. Well, that's what I usually see in the movie. Yeah, I saw this movie not too long ago, and I made my review on it. And now I actually found things that actually disappointed me. Finally, the thing that disappointed me was in the film was where was the spider sense in this film? There was not really any spider sense. Spider sense wasn't being shown. Kevin Feige was like, "Oh yeah, Spider-Man does definitely have the spider sense," but for some reason it was never really shown. He was always being sneaked up by things like the Vulture, Ned being in Peter's room. It's just so many things being sneaked up on him. So yeah, the spider sense wasn't really being shown in this film. It's kind of weird. Maybe it'll be shown in the upcoming Avengers: Infinity War film. Of course, it's obvious that Spider-Man's going to be in it. But yes, Spider-Man: Homecoming is my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching my 6 Spider-Man movies ranked. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next. Oh! Okay, it's true all along. I was Spider-Man. It was me, Spider-Man, making this video all along. Don't judge me, okay? So it was me, Spider-Man, all along. Mr. Pop Figure Spider-Man. Oh, how do you think of the suit? It's really nice. I'll give you a little bit of a twirl there, twirl there. It's really good. So, if you didn't know, I'm actually really good at making videos. Thank you to the great ones who allowed me to feature in this video. Really great. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye! JK.